What's going on, you guys? My name's Ty Knotts and welcome to Top 5 Unknowns, 5 confessions from real time travelers. So before we get started, I just wanted to mention that some of the videos you're about to see may be quite difficult to really believe, though I just ask that you suspend your disbelief for a moment and at least give these reporters a chance to defend their stance and tell their story. The woman in this clip is said to be from Albania, and her face and voice have been distorted to protect her from unnecessary ridicule or harassment. She says that she's met with an Albanian physicist who claims to have developed the means for time travel and successfully sent her to the year 3800, where she took a selfie and returned with photographic evidence. She says that when speeding through time, she expected to see a world that was beautiful, similar to how much of nature still is to this day, though she was rather greeted by lifeless bodies, ruin, and utter turmoil. She then reached into her pocket and took a photo of herself on her phone. The woman insists that the devastation seen in the photo was caused by robotic AI that overthrew mankind and led us to destruction. In fact, another supposed time traveler who spoke out just before this footage was released allegedly stated a very similar thing, which really makes you wonder.
With these words, Alexander pushed the button, and I felt a very strong current voltage in my body. Everything was black in my eyes and around me. When I opened my eyes, I expected to appear in any wonderful place with nice trees, flying machines, but I saw ruined buildings, corpses of people, destroyed gadgets, robots. Oh, damn it. That stupid man sent me to the terrible time. Very terrible time zone. It was very ugly and horrible place. I began walking along ruins. Do you know why I was eager to travel by time machine? I want to take photos when I dreamt about my traveling. I wanted to have those photos as evidence. I was so happy and glad. I understood I had the evidence. But at last it is time to see that picture. This is the picture. Do you see the ruins? Here I am. And this is a flying destroyed robot shooting lasers.
Number 4. This next traveler goes by the name Adam, and he alleges that the technology to time travel has existed since 1981, and that he's actually from the year 2045, but is visiting 2019 through means of this device. He says that his sole purpose in doing this is to spread awareness about time travel, presumably so that the government cannot keep it a secret from their citizens and the rest of the world any longer. He makes the claim that the future US president, and allegedly the last US president, will be the direct descendant of Martin Luther King Jr., specifically his granddaughter, claiming that she'll be the greatest president the country will ever know. He also shares a handful of events that will allegedly take place in 2019, though we'll have to wait to see if these actually do happen.
In the early 2030s, all countries begin converging into one. There are 7 world districts and 10 leaders that follow the commands of an artificial intelligence. The last formal president of the United States is Yolanda King. She's the best president the United States has ever seen. There is a single digital currency used by the entire world. There is no cash in the future. In 2033, an AI known as the Light was released.
Number 3. A man who has allegedly visited the year 3311 says that humans will be able to time travel beginning in the year 2028. He alleges that his story is entirely true and brought back photographic evidence to back up his claim. The 3 photos he presents are supposedly taken 1300 years in the future, with one of the photos appearing to show some sort of futuristic floating chunk of island, on which buildings have been constructed. He also produced a photo which he says is some sort of futuristic house, and another where we can see a flying vehicle of some sort, as well as trees and homes in the background. The man says that the secrets of time travel lie within quantum computing, and says that he cannot reveal the name of the organization responsible for cracking the technology, but says that they're responsible for several secret operations. Only time will tell if this man's stories are true, but the photos are certainly interesting to say the least.
Hello Apex TV, my name is Daryl Dean, and what I'm about to say is going to be very hard to believe for a lot of people. All that I ask is that you, whoever's out there listening to this, in whatever year you happen to be in, keep an open mind. My natural year is the year 2033. In 2028, time travel is released to the public, and humans have the ability to travel into both the future and the past. I'm going to be in the year 2018 very briefly, and when I'm here, I wanted to send you this in an effort to tell the general public what the future holds. I'm 27 years old and was born in 2006. I still remember when time travel was released to the public. It was huge. It was around the same time when the existence of aliens was also revealed. I want to walk you through some of the things that are going to happen. When I was 15 years old, in the year 2021, there's going to be a chip released that allows your brain to become an average 6 times more powerful than it normally is. It's because this chip allows your brain to access the internet, and there is free Wi-Fi in the future that covers the entire planet. The brain chip goes in your forehead, and there's another chip that goes in your right hand, and this is the one that lets you pay for things. There is no cash in the future.
Number 2. This next individual, who claimed to have visited the past, brought back photo evidence, claiming that he lost his watch when he was visiting 16th century China. What's strange about this is that this watch-looking object was supposedly recently found in China in an excavation site. Researchers had no idea what it was, and many were quick to dismiss the claims and say that the object was fake. However, this man says that he lost his watch when he was running from Chinese soldiers, stating that the watch was actually found inside one of the soldiers' tombs. He doesn't specify exactly why he was being chased by the soldiers, and I'm personally really curious about this. Though his story is very interesting to say the least, especially considering that it could theoretically match up with the recent discovery of the watch.
In a small town of a small country in Eurasia. I cannot mention the name of city, considering my safe security. So, welcome again, and let's not to tell my name. Tell me, Mr. X. I understand that I hide much information from you, but it is done so to keep my life safe, as I know information which is very serious and which can shock everyone. The most shocking things. Look at this picture. This was that watch. It is just that watch that I had lost in China in 16th, 17th centuries. I was running at that time from Chinese soldiers. A few months ago, this watch was found in soldier's tomb.
Number 1. This final clip is far different from the rest. This man claims that God took him back in time to the Civil War. He says that he was feeling quite sick one day and laid down in bed, feeling as though he may be having a heart attack. He says that God oftentimes appeared to him when he was feeling sick, but this time that God took him back in time, equipping him with weapons and placing him in the midst of the Civil War. He says that the experience only lasted a couple of minutes, but that it was extremely profound, with him mentioning another time travel occurrence that God supposedly took him on, launching him back in 1776. The man says that time is simply another dimension, similar to how leaping from a building projects you through the dimension of height. He says that he's opening up about his experiences in hopes that others will come out with theirs as well. He didn't bring back any sort of physical evidence in the ways that these other reporters have, though his story, in my opinion, is the most compelling of all the ones showcased here today. Take a look.
Took me back in time, and I was in a Civil War battle, the original Civil War in 1860, back then. And I was out on the battlefield. I believe I was fighting with the Union, and I was hiding behind a fallen tree. It was quite a thick trunk, quite tall, this way, maybe 3 feet tall, big, thick trunk. And I had the old weapons, the old style weapons, the old rifles and pistols from that area. And I was, popping up over the top of the tree and firing, and then coming down and reloading and stuff like that. And you could hear the battle going on around it. And it didn't last real long, maybe a couple minutes, but it was really profound, because it was the Lord had really taken me back in time. I was really there. It wasn't just a vision of that thing happening. It was me experiencing being there.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to click that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to keep updated with our videos.